What's up guys? So in the last video, it was all about everything you need to know about lookalike audiences. And so in this one, I'm gonna make it short and sweet. I'm gonna show you guys how to create a custom audience, how to create a lookalike audience from that, and how to put it into your ads manager so you can actually test it. So let's jump right into it and share my screen. So this new video I started running has over 100,000 views right now. It's got about 140,000 actually. And like I said, I suggest you guys start with video views always. And if you guys use a picture, well, you want to start with view content just because it's the first thing in the funnel. So you'll actually be able to build better audiences than something like purchase in the very beginning, right? So anyways, for this video, we have over 100,000 video views. And what you want to do to go create your custom audience and lookalike audiences is you want to go up here to this tab right here and click the breakdown. And then all the way over here under your assets column, you click audiences right here. So as you'll see, I actually already did this. I did 50% video views in the past 365 days, and then I made the lookalikes off of them. And I recorded it all, just creating them from scratch, but I wasn't recording my screen, so it was just me talking to myself. So anyways, I'm going to walk you guys through what I did and how to create a custom audience and your lookalike audiences when the time comes. So first, you have to create a custom audience. And what that is it's the specific audience of people who have taken that action. So if you have 100 people that have added to cart in the United States and you go click right here and hit create audience and do custom audience, so then it's going to create an audience of just those 100 people that have added your product to cart, and that's going to be the custom audience. But that's not the audience that you target in your ad sets. That is just the data source that Facebook uses to create a lookalike audience. So what you do is you say, hey, Facebook, let's create a lookalike audience right here. And then they make an audience of about 2 million or more that look exactly like those 100 people. So it's really, really likely to be high quality buyers. So anyways, just to walk you guys through what I did, you click create audience right here and then create custom audience. Of course, you can do website traffic. This is like initiate checkout, add to cart, purchase. You can do customer files, which is like uploaded email lists or anything like that. You can do it from people who have engaged with your Facebook page, people who have engaged with your Instagram page, or a video. So in this case, we're going to do a video. So right here in content type, there's multiple different options here. And like I say, I always start with 50% video views. I used to start with 75% and then do 95%. But anytime I tested 50%, it honestly worked really, really well. So that's what I start with now. So I've really never done any of these just because it's not really high quality type of data. So anyways, I always do people who have viewed 50% of your video, and then you choose your videos right here. Of course, I'm not going to choose my video right now because I've already created this custom audience way down here. But then you want to do in the past 365 days just to get the most data possible. And since we're doing 50% video views of this video, literally all we would name it is 50% VV 365, and that would be it, so that you know it's 50% video views in the past year. And so that's it. And of course, we're not uploading the video right now and not actually creating this audience because I just did. So anyways, that's what you would do. You would do that, you would click create audience right here, and then it would go down here and it would say populating, which don't worry about that. All of these lookalikes did say populating earlier whenever I actually imported them into my ads manager. And so if a custom audience, like if this said populating down here and said less than 1,000, you can still create your lookalike audience off of that. Don't even worry about it. It's just still collecting data. And the same thing here, after you create your lookalike audiences, they will all say populating like less than 1,000, but you can still put them in your ads manager, no worries. So boom, after you have your custom audience, then the next step is to create a lookalike audience, which like I said, is an audience of 1 to 2 million people or more that look exactly like those 100 people or however many people are in your custom audience. In this case, we have 65,000 people that have viewed 50% of the video. So it's gonna be a tight audience. So anyways, go up here to create audience just like you did custom audience. And instead of doing custom, you do lookalike. All right, so right here is where you choose your custom audience that you wanna build the lookalike from. And so in this one, I just typed in VV and then the VV365 came up. So we'll just select that one. Here in audience location, like I mentioned in last video, you only want to do single countries, especially whenever you have one country way outperforming the rest. In this case, the country that I have the most purchases from is the United States. It's not always going to be that way for you, so you always do want to check that. Sometimes it'll be Canada, UK, or New Zealand or something like that. So you do want to check that before you actually make your audiences. But anyways, this one's United States. So I'm just going to click right here, type in United States, and boom. So now what I like to do to make this really quick and efficient is I do all 10% in the first day that I run these. But if you guys have a smaller budget, then you could just only do 3% at a time or 5% at a time. But this is what I do. So I'll do all 6% right here. And so this will be 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, all the way up to 6. And just so you guys know, the closer it is to 0, the closer the audience in the lookalike is going to match the custom audience. And the closer it is to 10, the more general the audience is going to be. But don't let that scare you, because seriously, I've seen 10% lookalikes perform better than 1% lookalikes many times. So don't even worry about it. But anyways, this is the first 6%. So then you would just click create audience right here. And then, of course, we already did that, so I'm not going to do it again. So then what you would want to do is you would want to do the last 4. So it's all 10% here.
So boom, 6 to 7, 7.8, 8 to 9 to 10.
Create audience.
Then create audience.
The same thing.
The same data stores, the DB, 365 or whatever it is for you.
United States,
and then United States, which for me, that's the country with the most sales. So then after you do that, you'll have all of these right here. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, all of these, and like I said, they're going to say populating less than 1,000, but you can still put them into your ads manager. Don't even worry about it. So one thing I want to mention, before I throw this into my ads manager, is the process of going through your lookalikes. So personally, what I'll do is after about 5 to 7 days of running a product, like I mentioned in last video, that's when I start doing lookalikes if I'm profitable, and I've been running for about 5 to 7 days. Then that means I should have enough data to start doing lookalikes. And so that's what I'll do.
In this case, it's a video views, and so that's what we're doing here.
In this case, it's a video views.
What I do personally is I do all 10%
and so then what I do personally is I do all 10% on that same day. So you guys have a lower budget, like I said. You can do 5 of the audiences, like 0 to 1, 1 or 2 to 3, all up to 5. And then 2 or 3 days later, you can do the rest 5 to 10, right? What I personally do is I'll do all 10% on one day. And then every 3 days, I'll make the next step up. So 50% video views today, all 10%. And then 3 days from now, I'll do 75% video views. All 10%, 3 days from there, I'll do all 10%, 95% video views, and then so on from there. So I just want to let you guys know that, just so you know where to go from here. But let's go and throw one of these into my ad account so you guys know what to do. So whichever some ads manager and hit create, and this is where it brought me. And so I always start with conversions. Of course, the same way you do. Single interest in anything like that. And then down here, I already named it. So this is how you want to name your campaign. You don't have to do your lookalikes in a separate campaign. I do every once in a while, just to make it more efficient to look at my data. But in this case, I named the campaign 50% video of you. Us only lookalike, so we're just going to continue. It's on the ad set name here. I'm going to put the lookalike that we're going to use, and we're always going to start with the first one. So going to put 1% dash 50% video of you. Video of you lookalike US only, so that I know that it's a 50% video of you. That's in the US and it's the 1% audience. So of course, website conversion, purchase, and then down here, you don't even need a location. So if we hit X here, it's going to say missing audience location. Blah, 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 but if we click right here, all of our lookalikes that we just created came up. So right here, if I click the 1%, then the audience error disappears, and as you see, we don't have any audience targeted. But it still shows us a potential reach of 2.1 million, because the lookalike is already targeting us, so we don't need to put anything here. So don't put worldwide, don't put any countries here, just exit all of your countries here, and then put your custom audience in, and you'll be good to go, of course. You don't need to change the age, or the gender, or anything like that. I always do English all no matter what, but everything else here you really don't need to change, because your lookalike is its own audience, so you don't need to specify it further, if that makes sense. And then you never want to have expand interest, and do not flex any interest. That's like next level type of stuff, after doing like 20, 30K. Days and you're running out of lookalikes to do, so then you would start flexing interest, but don't you worry about that. If that confused you, just brush over that. Don't even worry about it. Then of course we're going to do edit placements. We're going to deselect desktop as always, and then do Facebook feed and Instagram feed only. Anytime I've done desktop, like I said, guys, I've seen a lot of traffic, but like no conversions from the desktop viewers, only the mobile viewers. So it's really just a waste of your money, in my opinion. Of course, some products might be just for good for desktop. Like if you're targeting a really old demographic, but who knows, guys. Anyways, Facebook feeds, Instagram feed, and then down here we'll just start with $5 daily budget, honestly. You can start with whatever budget you need to $3, $5 or $10, but you can seriously, you run your lookalike the same way. You run cold interest, so don't even trip. And then 7-day click 1-day view as usual. They will continue and create the ad. But I literally, like I said, I've already done all of this. I just didn't record my screen while doing it. So I'm not going to finish through with all of this. But this is how you set up they look alike. So I'm just going to run through it more time. Of course you want to name it whatever. The percent is so after we do the 1 to 2%. All we will do right here in the ad set name is do 1 to 2%. Change the ad set name, and then right down here, we would exit off of this. And then scroll down here and do 1 to 2%. And as you'll see here, it's 2.1 million potential reach as well. And so that's that, guys, honestly. You just throw these into a campaign, do $5 to $10 budget each or $3, whatever budget you're starting with, and then run those, and you manage them and scale them. The same way you do any other interest, so don't even trip, guys. So honestly, that's all for this video. Hope you guys got some diet of it, and if you have any questions or want any more elaboration on this, just let me know. The private Facebook group, if you're part of that, and if you're not, of course, you can scroll to the very top, and one of the first sections, there's a link to the private Facebook group to join. So anyways, that is all for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.